Once upon a time, in an enchanted forest full of whispering trees and twinkling stars, lived a tiny owl named Uya. Uya was known for her bright eyes and a heart full of dreams. She was the smallest owl in her family, but she had the biggest dream of all. She wanted to be the best storyteller in the whole wide forest. Every night, Uya would listen to the stories told by her grandmother, the wisest owl in the forest. These stories painted pictures of faraway lands, courageous heroes, and magical happenings. As Uya listened, her heart would flutter with excitement, and her imagination would soar high above the treetops. Despite her enthusiasm, Uya faced a big problem. She was terribly shy and barely spoke more than a whisper. Whenever she tried to tell a story, her voice would quiver like leaves in the wind, and the words would get tangled up in her beak. One starry night, as Uya sat on her favorite branch feeling particularly discouraged, the wise old moon spotted her distress. With a gentle glow, the moon whispered down to her, "Dear Uya, every talent needs practice to bloom. Believe in yourself, as I believe in you." Inspired by the moon's comforting words, Uya decided she would practice until her dream came true. Every night, Uya would venture out into the quiet of the forest and find a small circle of tree stumps. She would stand bravely in the center, imagining an audience of friendly creatures gathered to hear her tales. At first, her voice still trembled, but with each story she told, her confidence grew stronger. One evening, while practicing a tale about a dancing squirrel, Uya's voice rang clear and melodious through the forest. Unbeknownst to her, real animals began to gather, enchanted by the tiny owl's words. The rabbits sat quietly, the foxes listened intently, and even the trees seemed to lean in closer to catch every word. Seeing the gathering creatures, Uya felt warmth spread through her wings. With a newfound confidence, she told story after story, her voice flowing like a gentle breeze through the leaves. The animals were mesmerized, hanging onto her every word. From that night on, Uya, the little owl with a big dream, became the most beloved storyteller in the forest. Her tales of bravery, kindness, and imagination inspired all who heard them, and her heart swelled with joy knowing she had achieved her dream. And so, Uya proved that with belief and perseverance, even the smallest voice can make the greatest impact.